We've got the full panel list for this year's Star Wars Celebration, and it tells us a lot about the upcoming couple of years, really, of Star Wars content, including the next major video game, the newest animated series, and even the next Star Wars film. We'll break all that and more down in today's Star Wars video. Hey guys, this is Justin. Hello and welcome to another video. First of all, I hope everyone is doing really well. We're running a little short on hashtag AskEckQuestions, so if there's a lore question about Star Wars or really any universe you'd like me to look into, leave it down below with the hashtag AskEck. Also, really cool new shirt up on the store. Celebrate a summer at Luke's Jedi Praxium with this wonderful t-shirt. No AI involved, all brand new art I commissioned, and these shirts, when you buy one, it helps me commission more really cool artwork. Anyway, after a year off from Star Wars Celebration, and yes, that's right, there was none in 2024, the convention returns in just over a month, actually. I gotta say, I'm really heartbroken that I can't go to this one. It's in Japan. I've always wanted to visit Japan, and I've always wanted to go to Star Wars Celebration. Honestly, it's always been expensive to cover the tickets and flights. I thought about it early on in my YouTube career. Now, I've got 3 kids, believe it or not, 3 kids, so it's hard to get away for so long. Hopefully, it comes back to the US or Canada soon. I really just want to meet some of you guys, and that's also a note. If you do know what I look like and you see me in public, please say hi. It always makes my day. Anyway, as mentioned, Star Wars Celebration Japan is just a month away, and we now know pretty much entirely what the main panels will be and what sort of announcements we can expect. Now, there are sometimes surprises, but the panel list is usually a good indicator of what's to come. Often with the panels, you don't necessarily get brand new announcements, but you will get trailers or teasers. Sometimes they're shown only behind closed doors. Sometimes they get posted online. Last time, for example, Ahsoka was one of the big tickets, but in terms of new announcements, I do remember the Clone Wars Season 7 was first announced at Star Wars Celebration. All right, so what can we expect? Well, it seems like the biggest project to get any sort of focus at Star Wars Celebration will be The Mandalorian and Grogu. That's the next movie. It seems like that's where most of the eggs are going. That basket. I've expressed my concerns about that being Star Wars' return to the big screen, but it does seem like we'll get a trailer or a teaser. Now, that is being streamed live. Sometimes they will cut away for the teaser, but I expect us at home will see something as well, and if not, eventually a hand cam recorded version, not a hand cam, a cell phone cam, will make its way to the internet. Going through the list, the next one that you should probably know about is the Star Wars Vision panel. They will not only be screening Star Wars Visions Season 1 and 2, but according to the description, there will be a few surprises. We already know, in fact, that Star Wars Visions Volume 3 is being released, and I'm very excited about that. But given that this takes place in Japan, and Visions is returning to the Season 1 format of it being the anime genre only, I think there could be some fun announcements and reveals. We actually already, I just checked, know the studios who are involved, but I think we might get, just because the stars really are aligning here, some surprises. Maybe one of the shorts will be more than a short. For example, if I were to do a random sort of out there speculation, it would be that we're getting more from the 9th Jedi. I just noticed that Production IG isn't back for Volume 3, and of course the 9th Jedi was really well received, so we'll see. All right, continuing, the panel that I will really be keeping an eye on is the Lucasfilm Publishing panel, Stories from a Galaxy Far, Far Away. And I'm just going to read this one completely. Join us in Japan for the latest publishing news from the prequel trilogy to the sequel trilogy and beyond, including news on the grand finale of The High Republic, with Adam Christopher, Tessa Gratton, Mark Guggenheim, Lydia Kang, Ethan Sachs, Phil Shostak, Elisa Wong, and Marvel's C.B. Cebulski. So presumably we're going to get a look at not just the upcoming novels, but also, given the presence of a Marvel representative, the comics as well. C.B. Cebulski is the editor-in-chief, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get a really in-depth look at what the next Marvel Star Wars comics are going to look like. I personally don't really care, but the publishing does have me excited. It mentions that we'll see news from the prequel trilogy to the sequel trilogy and beyond, so pretty interesting. Adam Christopher has had a lot of work in sort of sensitive areas of Star Wars canon. He wrote Shadows of the Sith, so I wouldn't be surprised if he is again jumping into sort of the sequel era. However, all of that being said, the panel that probably has me most excited is the 20th anniversary animation panel. That's featuring Dave Filoni, and as these big 20th anniversary or whatever panels always do, it's not just looking at the past, but it will, and I quote, include a sneak peek of what's to come. One of my big questions about the state of Star Wars right now is what's going on the animated side. Honestly, after like season 2 of The Bad Batch, I thought we'd still have more seasons to look forward to. That show ended arguably a bit prematurely, although I loved it. So what's next? How soon will we get it? We should know in just over a month with that panel. So that's everything for day one. Moving on to Saturday, we have an Andor panel where I expect we'll get another teaser or trailer for season 2. In fact, I'm guessing attendees will probably view 1 to 3 episodes, given the fact that that's on the 19th and Andor is actually launching its first 3 episodes on the 22nd. After that, we have the Ahsoka panel, and unfortunately, I can't say I'm super excited for this one. I'm sure there will be lots of fun guests. I suspect we'll see Iman, but it says specifically that they're looking back at the first season of Ahsoka, so I guess we'll see. We also that day have a conversation with Oscar Isaac. That's a panel where I'm not expecting anything, but we could have like a major announcement about him returning for some movie. Either way, the big one for that day is the Bit Reactor panel featuring Respawn and Lucasfilm, where we'll be getting a look at Bit Reactor's new Star Wars turn-based tactics game. This is exciting. I mean, a tactical game in Star Wars. The rumor is that it could be something like XCOM. I would obviously love something like Battlestar Galactica Deadlock, but we'll see. I don't need to hype this one up. We're going to look at a new Star Wars video game. It's tactical base. We need this. Anyway, moving on to Sunday, we do have a dedicated Visions panel. As I said, I think we might get a surprise announcement on the Friday. Either way, we'll get probably more detailed looks at the shorts we already know about on the Sunday. And that's essentially it, besides for the closing ceremony, which in my experience doesn't usually have a ton. Those are the panels. So it's a bit light, I'm not going to lie, but that's what we're looking at. Obviously, there are a ton of other panels about awesome elements of fandom, cosplay, behind-the-scenes stuff, making the original trilogy, toy collecting, all that and more that I just didn't get into. If you want to look at the full celebration panel list, I'll link it down below, but that's what you should expect for news. Anyway, that's all I've got. See you guys next time, and may the Force be with you.